When someone disrespects you, your natural instinct might be to react quick, emotional, fiery. You want to say something, do something, prove something. But that initial reaction, that's exactly what they want. Disrespect is often a tactic. It's bait. And the moment you bite, you give them control. That's where most people go wrong. They think reacting is strength. But true strength is in restraint. It's in knowing when to speak, when to move, and when to fall all the way back. Silence is power. Silence is control. It gives you time to think, time to observe, time to respond with intention instead of emotion. You're not ignoring the disrespect. You're processing it without giving the other person the satisfaction of watching you crumble, break, or lash out. And that alone shifts the dynamic in your favor, because the one who controls their emotions controls the situation. See, reacting is impulsive. It's usually messy, often emotional, and almost always gives the other person exactly what they were looking for, a rise out of you. Properly. But when you don't react, when you give them nothing, you become unpredictable. And people don't know how to handle what they can't predict or control. That silence will make them question themselves, replay the interaction, wonder if you're planning something, thinking something, or just done entirely. It messes with them more than any loud response ever could. Strategic silence doesn't mean you let people walk over you. It means you don't give them free rent in your mind or your energy. It means you choose your moment. You observe patterns. You let people show you who they really are without interference. And once you see them clearly, that's when you move, not emotionally, but intelligently. You remove yourself, you cut access, you correct behavior through boundaries, not breakdowns. It's about mastering emotional discipline. Because here's the truth. Disrespect often comes from people who want to shake you, rattle you, throw you off your game. If you're someone with presence, purpose, and power, you'll attract people who feel threatened by that. And when they can't reach your level, they'll try to pull you down to theirs. Don't go, don't engage, don't dance with disrespect. Your silence in those moments says, you're not even worth my words. And that hits harder than any comeback ever could. And don't confuse silence with weakness. There's a difference between being quiet and being calculated. The person who takes a step back to think is often the most dangerous one in the room, because they're not reacting, they're planning, they're observing. And when they make a move, it's precise. That's how you deal with disrespect, not with volume, but with value. You don't react to disrespect. You level up in silence and respond in ways that protect your peace, your energy, and your worth. This kind of discipline changes the way people interact with you. When they realize you won't react emotionally, that they can't get under your skin, they'll either start respecting you or remove themselves. Either way, you win. Because you stayed in control, you stayed grounded, and more importantly, you stayed aligned with your higher self. The version of you that doesn't flinch at foolishness, doesn't beg for validation, and doesn't lose composure for anyone. So the next time someone tries to test you, disrespect you, or push your buttons, breathe. Don't react. Pause. Let the silence speak volumes. Because when you move in silence and respond with strategy, you become untouchable. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves your time, your energy, or your presence. And the moment you start treating access to you as a privilege instead of a given, everything changes. People begin to understand that respect isn't optional. It's the price of admission. If they can't pay that fee, they don't get in. It's that simple. See, too many people are walking around giving VIP access to people who don't even belong in the lobby. They let disrespect slide. They excuse bad behavior. They hold on to connections out of guilt, history, or fear of being alone. But here's the truth. The longer you keep people around who don't respect you, the more you teach them that they never have to. You train them to believe that you'll stick around no matter how they treat you, that they can disrespect you on Monday, apologize on Tuesday, and you'll still be available by Wednesday. That pattern, it has to stop. Respect. is the bare minimum. It's not something you negotiate. It's not something you beg for. It's not a luxury. It's the cost of entry. And the moment someone consistently shows you that they can't or won't meet that basic standard, you owe it to yourself to pull back. Not out of spite, not out of drama, but out of self-respect. Removing access isn't about cutting people off impulsively. It's about protecting your peace, your purpose, and your power. When someone repeatedly disrespects you, it's not your job to keep giving them another chance to get it right. It's your job to create space for people who already do. You don't heal in the same environment that's breaking you. You don't grow by surrounding yourself with people who drain you. And let's be honest, sometimes people don't change until they lose access to you. As long as they think you'll always be there, they'll keep doing the bare minimum. But the moment you pull your energy back, the moment you go quiet, unavailable, and unfazed, that's when they feel it. That's when they realize they can't treat you any kind of way and still expect to benefit from your presence. Your absence becomes the wake-up call their disrespect needed. This isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about being clear. Clear about your standards, clear about your boundaries, clear about the fact that access to you is earned through consistency, honesty, effort, and most importantly, respect. If someone can't offer that, then they don't get to sit at your table. Let them watch from a distance. Let them wonder. Let them deal with the consequences of losing you. You don't have to yell. You don't have to explain yourself 17 times. All you have to do is redirect your energy quietly, calmly, powerfully. You don't chase people. You don't try to prove your worth. You become unavailable to anything and anyone that doesn't align with the level you're on or the level you're growing into. And here's the beautiful part. The moment you remove access from the wrong people, you create space for the right ones. The kind who respect you from the start, the kind who don't need a warning or a lesson, the kind who recognize your value without needing to be convinced. But that can only happen once you're brave enough to close the door on those who've shown they can't rise to the level you deserve. So start treating your presence like the privilege it is. You are not for everyone, and you don't owe your energy to anyone who treats it like it's disposable. Respect is the entry fee. If they can't pay it, don't let them in. When someone disrespects you or tries to pull you into drama, the first thing you have to remember is this: not everything deserves your attention. Not every comment, every slight, every low vibration move requires a response. You are not obligated to attend every argument you're invited to. You're not here to play games with people who are committed to staying stuck. You're here to rise, to evolve, and to protect your energy like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your peace, your purpose, your mindset, these are sacred. And when you allow someone else's foolishness to knock you off your path, you're giving away your power. You're stepping down from your level to engage with people who aren't even trying to grow. Why? To prove a point? To get the last word? It's not worth it. You have to get comfortable letting people be wrong about you. Letting people think what they want, letting people run their mouths while you keep building in silence. This is what focusing on your frequency is all about. It means you stay locked in on your goals, your standards, your growth. You don't get distracted by the noise. You don't dim your light because it makes others uncomfortable. You don't shrink to make room for people who refuse to rise. You stay in alignment with your higher self and let everything else fall away. People who operate in chaos will always try to drag you into it. That's their comfort zone. That's where they live. But when you respond with stillness, when you respond with focus, when you respond with nothing but forward motion, they lose access to your energy. And without that access, they lose the power to affect you. That's how you win, not by clapping back, but by leveling up so high that they can't even reach you anymore. Focusing on your frequency means choosing peace over petty. It means recognizing that some battles aren't worth fighting because they don't serve your purpose. It means knowing that your attention is valuable and you don't give it away freely to people who haven't earned it. You are the prize, not the pursuer. You set the tone, and when you hold your frequency, no matter what's happening around you, people either rise to meet it or fall off naturally. The moment you stop responding to disrespect and start responding to your own destiny, everything changes. You become more magnetic, more powerful, more untouchable, because now you're not reacting, you're creating, you're not explaining, you're executing, you're not wasting energy, you're investing it into your growth, your vision, your mission. And let's be real, people who truly respect themselves don't have time for drama. They're too busy becoming the best version of themselves. They're too locked in to be thrown off by somebody's emotional immaturity or attention-seeking behavior. They know that peace is expensive, and they're willing to pay the price of letting go, walking away, and cutting ties to protect it. So the next time someone tries to bait you into a reaction, pause, breathe, ask yourself, does this move me forward or pull me back? If it doesn't feed your future, don't give it your focus. Stay in your lane, stay on your path, and remember that your elevation requires separation from the noise, the nonsense, and the need to defend yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Your growth will speak for itself. Your peace will speak for itself. Your frequency will speak louder than any argument ever could. So stay focused, stay grounded, and let their foolishness bounce off the force field of your purpose. It's easy to take things personally when someone disrespects you, lies to you, ignores you, or treats you in a way that feels unfair. You start to question yourself, did I do something wrong? Am I not enough? Why are they treating me like this? But here's the truth you have to hold on to. The way someone treats you is a reflection of them, not you. Their behavior is rooted in their mindset, their wounds, their insecurities, not your worth. But when someone is rude, dismissive, or constantly disrespectful, it says far more about what's going on inside of them than it does about anything you did or didn't do. People project what they haven't healed. They take their pain, their fear, their anger, and direct it outward, hoping someone else will carry the emotional weight they're too afraid to face. And if you're not careful, you'll catch what they're throwing and start to believe it's yours. It's all you. You're not responsible for someone else's emotional immaturity. You are not to blame for their inability to communicate, to be honest, to show up with respect. That's their work to do. And just because someone directs their negativity at you doesn't mean you have to receive it. You don't have to internalize their dysfunction and make it your identity. Let them sit with the consequences of their own behavior. You don't have to carry their mess. This shift in mindset is powerful. When you stop personalizing someone's disrespect, you stop giving it power. You stop reacting from a place of pain and start responding from a place of wisdom. You stop asking what's wrong with me and start realizing this has nothing to do with me. And that clarity, that detachment, it's freedom, because now you're not chasing closure. You're not begging for an explanation. You're not trying to fix someone who refuses to fix themselves. Sometimes people treat you badly simply because they're in a bad place and you're nearby. Sometimes your confidence triggers their insecurity. Your peace highlights their chaos. Your elevation reminds them of their stagnation. And instead of doing the inner work, they lash out at you. But none of that is your burden to bear. You didn't cause their brokenness, and you can't cure it either. What you can do is protect your energy. You can set boundaries. You can decide that you won't be the emotional punching bag for someone else's unhealed trauma. You can remind yourself that your value doesn't change based on someone's inability to see it. It's constant, it's rooted, it's real, and anyone who can't recognize it doesn't deserve access to it. When you really embrace this, life gets lighter. You stop overthinking every interaction. You stop tying your self-worth to how someone else shows up. You start realizing that people are going to act however they act. And it's not your job to decode them, fix them, or take it personally. Your job is to stay in alignment with who you are, to treat yourself with the respect they failed to give you, to keep your peace intact, no matter what chaos someone else is bringing to the table. So the next time someone disrespects you, lies to you, or lets you down, pause. Instead of asking, why are they doing this to me? Ask, what does this reveal about them? Because that's where the truth lives. And the moment you stop making their behavior mean something about you, you reclaim your power. You stop shrinking, you stop questioning, and you start walking through life with a kind of quiet confidence that can't be shaken by someone else's storm. Their behavior is on them. Your response is on you. Choose peace, choose clarity, choose not to carry what was never yours to begin with. Peace is one of the most valuable things you'll ever have. More than money, more than attention, more than any title or validation you could chase from other people. Because when your mind is at peace, everything flows differently. Your decisions, your energy, your health, your focus. And that's exactly why you have to protect it like it's priceless, because it is. We live in a world that tries to convince you that the louder you are, the more reactive, the more involved in every drama, the more alive you are. But the truth is, real power is quiet. Real strength is calm. Not every message needs a reply. Not every issue needs your involvement. Some things you simply rise above, not because you're passive, but because you value your peace too much to risk it for people who wouldn't do the same for you. You don't owe everyone access to you. Just because someone is loud, aggressive, or persistent doesn't mean you have to meet them at that level. You set the tone, and when you protect your peace, you teach others that your energy is not up for negotiation. You teach them that they can't just come into your space, throw chaos around, and expect you to clean it up. Your peace is sacred ground. If they can't respect that, they don't get to be close to you. This also means being mindful of what you consume, what you watch, what you listen to, who you follow. All of it affects your peace. If something constantly leaves you feeling drained, anxious, or irritated, it's costing you more than it's worth. Protecting your peace isn't just about what you remove, but also what you invite in. Choose joy, choose clarity, choose conversations that uplift, relationships that inspire, and environments that feel safe and supportive. And let's talk about protecting your peace from yourself, from your own overthinking, your own self-doubt, your own need to over-explain, over-analyze, or over-commit. Sometimes we are the ones disturbing our own peace by constantly looking for problems, replaying the past, or worrying about things outside our control. Let that go. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be still long enough to listen to your inner voice, the one that always knows what's best for you. When you start treating your peace as non-negotiable, everything else shifts. The people around you start adjusting. The situations that no longer serve you start falling away. You begin to move differently, more intentionally, more gracefully, more powerfully. And the best part, you don't have to force it. When you protect your peace, you naturally attract people and opportunities that do the same. So take inventory of what's in your space, who's in your ear, what's on your mind, and ask yourself, is this feeding my peace or draining it? If it's not serving you, it's time to let it go. No apologies, no guilt, just clarity, because your peace is your power, your protection, your foundation. And once you learn how to guard it, life doesn't just get quieter, it gets better, stronger, clearer, realer. So guard it with everything you've got, because your peace, it's not just priceless, it's everything.